Barbara Kesel. Barbara Randall Kesel, born October 2, 1960, is an American writer and editor of comic books. Her bibliography includes work for Crossgen, Dark Horse Comics, DC Comics, IDW Publishing, Image Comics, and Marvel Comics. Biography. Barbara Kesel initially entered the comics industry after writing a 10-page letter to editor Dick Giordano regarding the portrayal of female comic book characters. Her first published comics story, credited as Barbara J. Randall, was He with Secret Spheres the Sound, a Batgirl backup feature in Detective Comics #518 Sept. 1982. She became an associate editor at DC Comics in 1985 and was promoted to editor the following year. In 1988, she wrote a Batgirl special and then co-wrote, with her then-husband Carl Kesel, a Hawk and Dove miniseries, followed by an ongoing series that ran from 1989 until 1991. As a solo writer, Barbara Kesel scripted the licensed Dungeons & Dragons series Spelljammer in 1990-1991 and an adaptation of the D&D novel trilogy Avatar in 1991. She became an editor at Dark Horse Comics in 1991 and later was part of Team CGW, responsible for most of the design and creation of the setting and characters in the Golden City location. In the second half of the 1990s, she also wrote for Image Comics, scripting all 7 issues of Savant Guard, the miniseries Shattered Image with fellow writer Kurt Busiek, and issues of Stormwatch and Wild Cats. For Marvel Comics, Kesel wrote the limited series Ultra Girl 1996-1997, and with Kesel also returned to DC and wrote the Alpha Centurion Special 1996. Several Superboy issues 1997, and the Girl Frenzy one-shot Superman, Lois Lane, as well as the Elseworlds Finest, Supergirl and Batgirl one-shot in 1998. She worked as both a writer and an editor at Crossgen from 2000 to 2004, where she scripted the series Meridian, the first Sigil and Salus, as well as issues of Crossgen Chronicles. In 2007, Tokyopop released the first volume of Legends of the Dark Crystal, an OEL manga based on Jim Henson's film The Dark Crystal, written by Kesel. Volume 2 was published in 2010. As of 2008, she was part of the book packaging company The Pack with Lee Nordling, Brian Augustin, Gordon Kent, and Dave Aldrich. The same year, Barbara Kesel began to work for IDW Publishing, writing a 4-part Ghost Whisperer comic miniseries, another miniseries based on the adventure novel series Rogue Angel, and the comic adaptation of the animated film Igor. In 2015, she wrote a Wonder Woman story for DC digital series Sensation Comics, later published in print as Sensation Comics #13. Kesel is an outspoken opponent of sexism in the comic book industry. She is known for her strong female characters and created Grace, the ruler of the Golden City location in comics' greatest world. Personal life. She was married to fellow comic book writer Carl Kesel, but they have since divorced. Awards. Kesel has been nominated for the 1991 Best Editor Eisner Award for Badlands, Aliens, Genocide, and Star Wars. In 1995, she was nominated for Best Anthology and Best Graphic Album of Previously Published Material Harvey Awards for, respectively, Instant Piano and Hellboy, Seed of Destruction. She won the 1996 Best Graphic Album of Previously Published Work Harvey Award for Hellboy, The Wolves of St. August. Characters created.